Hello, folks. It is Friday, June 5th. Yes, it is. And time to touch base. Hope the picture is okay. I had to close the curtain because, again, the light, it's hard to get the light in this room right. But anyway, June 5th, today, it turns out, is the birthday of a whole lot of people that I know. A lot, And so I'm just going to just say happy birthday. Anyone that happens to watch that it's your birthday that I know, happy birthday to you, June 5th. I received some VCLT, or rather some records, VCLT, from my brother in Illinois, Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68. I've been busy orienting myself to this product and my the first part of my new job, which is going to be starting very incrementally. And so I haven't been playing these records. I've checked all of them out, but I haven't really dived into the records, so I can't really give real detailed reviews of everything. But I want to acknowledge the gift from Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68. He is a BC member that I have had the opportunity to meet while on the road. He lives just outside of Chicago. There's a video of the meeting. If I can think to remember to find the video and link it below, I will. But Chris is a great guy. I know he won't mind me sharing that besides having a love of music in common, Chris and I also have in common depression. And I just really recognize Chris as a brother. His depression sometimes hits him really, really hard. And I just think he's a brave man for writing it out. He gets pretty suicidal, and I know he doesn't mind me saying that. I'll show the records in a second. I want to also say, though, that Ingo, the guy that gave me the job working with Easy Ack, is a BC member, and that's how we became acquainted. So he may watch this. And I just want to explain a little bit about what I'm doing, because I'm starting out low pay and low responsibility. It's up to me how much I want to take on, because the more I take on, the more I get paid. But I appreciate, number one, that Ingo, as a friend who I've never met in real life, felt the need. He responded to me talking about my situation, and it's a blessing, it's a blessing, to be able to work out of my home. But anyway, someone had asked me, because I had mentioned in one video that I'm doing testing of these products, and am I testing the speakers with vinyl? I'm not testing the speaker fidelity. And my part right now is I'm not actually testing for the company. What I'm doing is I'm learning about testing, okay? All I'm doing right now, I've actually done my first day of work yesterday. And the main thing I'm doing is I'm part of tech, what you could call tech support, okay? So say someone has a defective unit, or they have bad cables, they need connectors. That's what, here in America. So that's what I'm here, is I'm here to supply people with new connectors and stuff like that, okay? And so the next part of being more involved in on the testing comes later. It's up to me, which I like. I really appreciate this opportunity, Ingo, if you see this. I really do. Spending time getting familiar with these products. I'll get to the music in a second, but I talk about what's going on. I'm getting familiar with these products. What I'm doing now is part of testing is this is supposedly defective, and I'm charging it up. So far, the stuff that he sent me, he sent stuff through Amazon from their American warehouse of stuff that has been sent back, that's supposedly defective. So far, of the stuff that he sent me for me to, to work on learning how to test, just very few of these products are defective. They all work. I found a few that don't. What I'm finding out about these is that the instructions, which I think are pretty clear, might be misleading to some. And also, what I've noticed with Bluetooth, like these little Bluetooth speakers, which are kind of cool, they're kind of, it's not that they're wonky, but it's like, if you're not patient with, it's like, I think folks get these things and just, if they have any difficulty at all with the connection, it throws them off. That's the impression I'm getting, because all this stuff works really nice. Okay, so 5 minutes about that. Let's talk about music. Chris Cole, again, I just can't say enough how much I appreciate the gift, because it's a gift of love. Chris does work a full-time job, but he lives, you know, and like all of us, he struggles. Money is tight. And so this is such a gift of love, these records that he sent me. I'm going to show the first one, that I'm going to put this one on, because I can probably play this music. It's just so obscure. I would imagine we're not going to be bothered by the copyright police. But to start with, he sent me several albums. And Chris, namaste, brother. I mean, I really, really appreciate this from the bottom of my heart. Florian Poser, Winds. Now this is a vibraphonist. I believe he's either Swiss or German. And this is an artist that I did not know of before. I love records like this, though. And Chris is a master of finding this stuff at good prices. And what I mean by this stuff is that the world is full of musicians and artists who are doing interesting things that completely stay out of the view of the mainstream. And this is the music I'm the most interested in. This has been going on for generations. This is a good example, this Florian Poser. It's pleasant. It's not something like groundbreaking, smashing. It's like, oh my God, this is like the most intense thing, but this is nice music. And it's music to live by, you know. This is music that I can put on and work to, write to, clean house to. Nice. Florian Poser, Winds. Another thing that I have to say is that Chris always sends me something personal, which I don't expect, but he always sends me something personally out of his collection, which is mind-blowing, and he did again. One thing I will say before I forget is this. As a result of getting this part-time job, which it'll take a while to really accrue any money, but my intent is to start to return the favor on the VCLT, because when I was working, it was two-way. It was always two-way. You know, people would send me music, I'd send them music. But I'm telling you this, I won't be VCLTing my records, because I will return the favor finding music for people. But my records, you need to buy them. You know, if I give them, I've seen this too much already. You give things away and they're not valued. Sometimes they are. Sometimes when people get something for free that they really want, they value it. But even I know for a fact that sometimes getting things free, it's easy to not value it. So I won't be giving my records away, and I generally haven't. But I will be returning VCLT as soon as I can afford to. Thank you, everyone, for just being with me. Let's keep going on these records from Chris. Another album, musician that I didn't recognize off the top, Tim Brady, a guitarist. This is Dreams, Tim Brady. This appears to be his first solo album. This was printed in Canada. I'm not sure if he's Canadian, I didn't check that out. But he plays acoustic. What I listened on here was primarily acoustic. There's also electric on here as well. He has real nice technique. He's quick. Looking forward to this. The album cover is, again, tells you nothing about how good the music is on the inside. This one I was very happy to get from you, Chris. Michael Donna. I became familiar with his music listening to Hearts of Space. I'm going to go to another track here. Find a different mood. Michael Donna is an artist whose music I became familiar with through listening to Hearts of Space. And I noticed that usually when I would have to listen to the end of the program to find out the credits, because something was so good, it was usually Michael Donna, among others. Steve Roach is another one who I discovered there. But this is Elements. And this is an early recording of his on a small label, 1979. I only listened to a little bit of the first side. The cover is very fitting. I love this. Very healthy, spiritual music, Elements. Like I said, Chris and I vibe. You know, he feels like a family member in some ways. I will say that, you know, Chris, I do appreciate you a lot. Again, you honor me. You must have found this, and it's like brand new. Found it at a good price, so I got another Lee Konitz on Milestone. Spirits. I love it. It's in perfect shape. It's on one of the older Milestone label designs. I just put a little bit of this on. I've got some Lee Konitz, and as people who've been following me have discovered, jazz is not my default music to go to. A lot of people are default jazz listeners. My default listen to is somewhere in between progressive rock and music to live by. That's all I can say. Here's one that I think I might have already, but again, I have so much classical stuff and I got a bunch a while back that I still haven't gone through, about a couple years ago. But this one is very excellent because it features work by Peter Maxwell Davies, as well as Robert Gerhard. Haven't played this yet, but Peter Maxwell Davies, I'm familiar with his work. Modern avant-garde music here. I love the avant-garde. I do actually listen to it when I take the time. A lot of times what's going on with this music when I listen to it is it's a process of discovery. You know, it's like paying attention and finding out what's going on here. Why did this happen? Why is this being made? Why did, you know, a lot of whys going into listening to avant-garde music for me, because it's a process of discovery in a lot of ways. Here I got an album by Smack. Saron, Massey, Autain, and Surf. Smack. French jazz. There's a free element to this, although things are composed, but they go into the free. This I listened to quite a bit because this is very good. They have several albums, it turns out. I didn't know about these guys. Again, there's so much music. I love it. This is really good. Smack. This is good improvisational jazz. Now, if you're hearing this in the background, see how nice this is? I know I'd find something really nice. This is lovely. Kind of a repetitive ostinato sort of thing going on here. It's slightly building, but the feeling, nice. Here's the one that I think that Chris probably gave me out of his personal collection. He knows I've been after one of their records for a long time. They're hard to find. When I see them, they're expensive. I really appreciate this, Tim. Why do I keep saying Tim? Because I'm waking up. That means something. It'll come to me why Tim's in my mind. I don't know which Tim it is. But Triana. I've been after a Triana album forever. Spanish band that puts flamenco and progressive together. I just love these records. These kinds of records. I just love that. That's just exactly what I'm after. You know, these funky gatefold, import records of music that's well off the beaten path, labels that I don't have much of. I've only played a little bit of this. I just appreciate it beyond words. That because of you, Chris, I am able to own a Triana album. You just don't come across these in the shops, not around here. Maybe some of you folks do in other parts of the world. This one is greatly appreciated. Triana. Another excellent album with a couple of things that are real good about it. Part of the Contemporary Composer in the USA series. Here we have Paul Chihara with his Grass. I have another Chihara album. But the highlight of this, and I've listened to most of the first side of this, is Buell Nedlinger on bass. Buell Nedlinger is someone that jazzers may be familiar with. I didn't read this piece from Sweden. But okay, it says here he is principal bassist with the Los Angeles Chamber when this was made in '74. I can't remember what else I have with Buell Nedlinger on it, but he's a great bass player. And this is, first listen to this was excellent. Excellent. Chris also knows that I go through periods where I really am enjoying a lot of classical and flamenco guitar. And I like Paco de Lucia, so he sent me this. And this is like either a bootleg or a small country got licensing to put this album out because it says it's on Philips, but it's not. The printing is real low quality, all the way to the printing on the label, which is like barely on there, as you can see. This is some wonderful, wonderful guitar work from Paco de Lucia. And I also like the oddness of this release. Like I say, you know, I'm not sure what country this actually came out of. Cool. Here's another one that I was really happy to get. Christian Escud, Gypsy's Morning. I have a CD by Didier Lockwood with Christian Escud and Philip Catherine. It has one of my favorite mellow songs on it. And the featured guitar solo on that song is by Escud. So this is a real nice addition, Chris, to get this album by Christian Escud. I like it too. I do like this. If I were the graphic part of the graphics team, I would not have allowed this cover to go out though. Great records, Chris. Some of these I actually have not gotten to, and here's one I haven't even got a chance to play yet, but boy, you just really, you know what I'm interested in. Here's an album by Sigmund Snowpeck III. I used to have Snowpeck albums. I sold them, you know, I got tired of them, but Roy Rogers meets Albert Einstein. Snowpeck is the kind of artist who is singular, talented, interesting, but he's also very idiosyncratic to the point of being a little bit ingratiating. It's like there is a sense of, you know, this is very self-fulfilling to the point of, well, I don't care if people like it or not. Because there'll be really good parts, and then there'll be parts that are just downright cheesy. And it's like, why did you have to include that? You know, it must be something about his sense of humor. But this, I haven't played, but I'm looking forward to playing it. It's obviously, it's on Mountain Railroad Records. Small run of this, and probably aren't very many of these around. Thank you again. Haven't played this. Phases of the Moon, traditional Chinese music. I love that. I can see where you were able to probably get this for next to nothing because of the spine damage, but the record's in completely perfect shape. And I have not had a chance to play this yet. It's on Columbia Masterworks. But I do love music of the world. This one was a great surprise, Chris. Thank you. Klaus Schöning, Cyclist. Nice. Another one of those private pressings, you know, I think this is from Germany. Electronic based. And this, I really like this. But as I listen to this, this was one where I got myself thinking, you know, this is one of those records where people, when they discover it and hardly anybody else has it, they'll write stuff about how incredible it is, and it is good. But ain't no doubt about it, the electronic music that I'm making is better than this. Interesting, more interesting. You know, I'm not putting Klaus shunning down. I'm just taking the moment to say, you know, with objectivity, I can say, you know, there will be a time when folks are discovering my records and they'll say what I'm saying, like about this. Well, this is pretty cool. Never heard of them before, you know. I wonder why, you know. Music from Poland, Penderecki. Haven't dived into this yet, but I got familiar with Penderecki. It's one of those two, through an album that Don Cherry had work on, along with Penderecki, and some really intense stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. We may or may not be able to hear it as I speak, but it's another wonderful addition to my collection. I would rather listen to stuff like this than a lot of music that we just hear over and over again. You know, the stuff that everybody knows. You know, from the Eric Claptons to the Van Halens to the, you know, I'd rather listen to this. That music, I can't escape it. So why would I play it? Okay, right away, this is something that will command my attention at some time to find out, okay, what the hell's going on here? I'm interested already, though. Penderecki, Bakowitz, Baird, and Siraki. I'm not sure I'm saying their names right. Fantastic. Almost done here. Just 3 more. Yeah, 3 more. He sent, again, Chris is a fine guy, and he feels a connection with my family, so he sent this album for me to give to my sister, Stephanie. Joe Williams, Nothing But the Blues. He's noticed online that my sister sometimes on Facebook interacts, and she'll post music that she likes. Joe Williams is someone that we grew up with. My dad liked him a lot, and Stephanie likes him. I actually like Joe Williams too. I don't play it much, but it's music that when I want to think about the family and stuff, and mom and dad, I put this on. I do have a couple of Joe Williams jazz singles in my collection. So he sent this for my sister Stephanie. My sisters are supposed to be visiting me at the end of this month, end of July. Yeah, this is excellent. Wow. Wow, that's cool. Here's another one that I didn't know anything about. The drummer from Coliseum put out this solo album called Night in the Sun, John Heisman. It's on the Cook label that is mainly known for the works of Deuter and Guitaro, German label. I've just played a little bit of this, and there's a lightness to it, but I like it. It was made in Brazil, in Rio. Of interest is Marcio Monteroyos is on trumpet, as well as Sergio Diaz from Os Mutantes plays guitar on here. I've met Sergio Diaz, great guy, really vibed up. Actually, he gave me his address and phone number. He said, get in touch. I still have it. Nice one, Chris. And the last one that he sent me was another one that I really appreciate. I believe he's from Sweden, Bjorn Jason Lind, Atlantis. This is kind of a new agey sounding album, but it's on the Sackville label, which is, or Storyville label. I was going to say Sackville, sorry. Excuse me. Still kind of cool. Storyville. These records just made my day, and what I will say on here is if there's any way that I sold out of Myths and Realities, the European version is starting to show up. People are showing their copies as of starting yesterday in Europe. I haven't received mine yet, hopefully today, the gray vinyl version, but if I get any extra copies of Myths, one is going to you, Chris, okay? Because I'm sold out. Man, Myths and Realities just went like that. They're all gone. From me, from my end. And the way it's going, the European version in gray is probably gone or going soon. That's a long video, so I need to just stop here and just say thanks. I want to give thanks for everything. I want to give thanks to you, Chris, for the music. Give thanks to Ingo for the job. I want to give thanks to my family for loving me. Give thanks to you folks who watch. For whatever reason you feel connected, thank you. And I'll see you again soon. What am I forgetting? Mainly that I still have records available for sale. Someone just bought a Murphy. Murphy is still going. Flyover just sold a Flyover. I still got Flyover. I've still got Nice. I've got Kleeman, the Danish artist. I play bass on his album. It's very good. I've got those in stock. Just go to my blog site, and if you don't see it right away, scroll down. I have CDs for sale. The music is good. People listen to it.